We are back. Welcome back. Another video. And today, we're going to talk about potential fights that I could see being the main event of the White House card. Yes. Tomorrow night is Friday. Saturday night, from when I'm filming this, UFC 326. Dana White has said that's when he will be announcing the full UFC White House card. He says it's going to be about 6 fights. He might add a 7th fight, so 6 or 7 fights, give or take a few. So, it's going to be big stuff. The main event's got to be crazy, whatever it is he decides to do. So I'm going to go over some fights that I could see being the main event, or some fights that I could just see in Dana's head that he would be, happy with being the main event. You know what I'm saying? So I got like 4 fights here we're going to look at. And then, you guys can let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, or what you guys think is going to be the main event of the White House, and what other fights are going to be on there, because it's going to be a lot of probably American, USA, brother, Eagle Screech fighters, so it's going to be loaded. I'm excited. Let's get into the first fight that I could possibly see being the main event. The first one here. I think this is the most, I want to say, plausible one. Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, undisputed lightweight title. Topuria, he said he wants to fight in the summer. That's when he's coming back. He said he was looking at fighting the winner of Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. We know that was Justin Gaethje. Gaethje, American, born and bred. It would make perfect sense for him to be on the card. Perfect sense for him to be in the main event. Interim champion versus real champion. Makes all the sense in the world. Put it in the main event. I could totally see Dana White doing that. This is one that I could totally see happening. Like I said, Ilia said he wants to fight in the summer. The White House card is probably going to be June, is it June or July? Either way, one of them summer months. So that would make perfect sense for Ilia Topuria. Gaethje's last fight was against Pimblett, which is earlier the year, so he's got plenty of time to recover and be back for that. I think this fight makes total sense to be the main event. I think it'd be the most logical, main event that I could totally see Dana doing this. I think it's one of the most rumored ones, too. There's been a lot of big names rumored, as you guys saw that I had on the first picture. A little bit of teasers on that thumbnail, but, there's been a lot of guys rumored to be on this card and main eventing this card. But I think this is the most likely one. How do I see this fight going? Come on. We all know how this fight's going. Justin Gaethje is getting slimed out. That's what's going to happen. Ilia Topuria would knock out Justin Gaethje cold. I do believe that. And then prove that he is the legit, real, undisputed UFC lightweight champion. I just want to see why Gaethje wins this fight. We've all seen Gaethje fight. It's just scraps. It's just brawls. Looks like a bar fight, and he gets hit all the time. He gets tagged way too much. And you let a guy like Ilia Topuria tag you, we've seen what that does. Dude is on the mythical run of knocking people out. Knocks out Volkanovski, then knocks out Max Holloway, who's never been knocked out, then moves up to 155 and knocks out Charles Oliveira. Like, bro, Gaethje, you think he's not knocking you out? Come on, brother. We know what's going to happen. These two fight. Ilia Topuria would put hands on Gaethje, knock him out, and maybe this shouldn't be the main event thing, because if they're wanting, they're wanting a born and bred USA fighter to win in the main event, this is absolutely not the fight to make in the main event. But I digress. It's a great fight. It needs to be done. It needs to get out of the way. Hurry up and get this over with, so we can finally slide in Arman Tsarukyan to fight Ilia Topuria. So hopefully Arman doesn't get arrested before then, fighting all these people in different places. Dude is ready to scrap. So let's get this fight done, get it out of the way. Gaethje Topuria lightweight title. Could totally see it being the main event. Seems like something old Uncle Dana would do. Now, next fight. Ciryl Gane, Alex Pereira. So, today is literally the same day all this stuff has come out with Tom Aspinall signing with Eddie Hearn under his management thing. So, he's probably not in the best graces with Dana White. He's still got stuff going on with his eye. Oh, he poked me in the eye, Ciryl Gane. You poked me in my eye. Can't see up my eye. So, I don't think Tom Aspinall would be fighting at this point. Dude can't even drive yet. So, I could see them. I don't think they're going to strip him, because I think there was also a thing out today that Dana said Tom Aspinall is still the heavyweight champion. So, I don't think they'll strip him. But, we all know Uncle Dana loves an interim title. So, I could totally see this being an interim title fight. Alex Pereira vacated the light heavyweight title to move up to heavyweight. Obviously, he's not doing that just for fun. He's doing it to get a title shot. And I could totally see it being against Cyril Gahn. Obviously, he was the last one to get the shot. The fight ended, with the eye poke. So it's not really, he didn't win, didn't lose. It's just nothing definitive. Like, he still has unfinished business with the heavyweight title. So I think this would make perfect sense if they were going to do an interim champion. Alex Pereira moving up from light heavyweight, looking to become a 3-division champion versus Cyril Gahn. It makes sense. I think it'd be a very fun fight. How do I think it goes? I go Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira's a big dude. I think he would carry his weight well up to heavyweight. I don't think he would be too small. Like, you get some of these guys that move up, and they're just not big enough for that next up weight class. Pereira's huge, man. The fact that he used to make 185 still blows my mind. So I would think Alex Pereira would carry his weight well. He'd still be fast, still be athletic, still be agile, and I can't even imagine that power at heavyweight would just be absolutely insane. So I think he would win this fight, knockout or TKO over Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn, no slouch. We know Cyril Gahn's good. He's actually one of the heavyweights that don't just blob max and fat roll around in the cage. He's in good shape. He's in great shape, actually. The shape he was in for that Tom Aspinall fight was nuts. So he'd give Pereira a challenge 100%. One of Pereira's toughest fights, I feel Cyril Gahn would be just, based off of pure size as well, just being a legit heavyweight. But I still think Pereira would get it done over Cyril Gahn, and Gahn, we know, he seems to choke when the title's on the line. So I believe that would happen again here, and he would get knocked out by Alex Pereira. And he'd be, 0-3 in title fights? Because the Tom fight, we don't really count that. He lost to Ngannou, John Jones, and then Alex Pereira. So I'd say he'd go 0-3 in title fights. And then, yeah. Well, technically, he won the interim belt the one time. And if this was interim, this is why interim titles upset me. Because now I can't do stats like that. Because, one's interim and one's real. I hate interim belts, bro. Can't defend the belt, get stripped, vacate, whatever. I'm going to start ranting. I'm going to start ranting about interim belts now. I've had 2 interim belt fights in a row. Speaking of the next fight, talking about interim belts. What can I say? If this is Dana White's perfect world, John Jones is back, baby. John Jones, Alex Pereira, heavyweight title fight. Again, kind of the same thing with the Cyril Gahn, Tom Aspinall, still technically the champ, but Uncle Dana loves an interim champion, as I was just talking about. So I totally see him doing this. Alex Pereira, one of, if not the most popular fighter in the UFC right now, versus, of course, the GOAT, Daddy Dana's favorite, John Bones Jones. This fight is a dream fight. Everybody's been wanting this to happen for a long, long time. And I feel like there's any time it would happen, to be right now. I think Jones has 1 fight left. If he fights again, he's got 1 left in him. Everybody wants to see him and Pereira. Pereira's moving up to heavyweight. If there's a time to do it, it's now. Now would be the time to book Pereira versus John Jones, make it an interim title, and then obviously you can do the winner against Tom Aspinall. If Jones wants to fight again, it's the whole thing with John. That's what makes it this kind of this gray area, because I don't know how many fights John Jones had left. Would he come back to do an interim title? That's kind of the thing. It's kind of got me strung up, because originally I was going to say do this fight because they stripped Tom Aspinall. But Dana White's talking now like Tom Aspinall's the champ. We're not stripping him. Yeah, kid's still the champ. I don't care about the Eddie Hearn stuff. I don't know. I think Dana's putting on a mask here, pretending he doesn't hate Tom Aspinall and still doesn't love John Jones. We know he loves John Bones Jones. We know he loves Johnny Bones. And I believe he does hate Tom Aspinall. So I originally thought he was going to strip him, but I don't know. If they don't strip him, you could still make this fight, make it a, like I said, make it an interim title fight. Pereira, John Jones. How does this fight go, man? This one is interesting. I would probably, if I was a betting man, which I tend to be sometimes, and I usually win absolutely zero money, I would bet on John Jones. I think he's got more outlets to victory. John Jones, we know his kickboxing is great. But when it comes to him versus Pereira, John Jones has the advantage in the grappling and the wrestling. That's obvious. We know this. And I think he would play into that for sure to get a victory here over Alex Pereira. He does not want to stand and strike with a guy with, one-punch knockout, touch of death power like Alex Pereira does. So I would see John Jones 100% wrestling, putting Pereira against the cage, smothering him, trying to take him down and get some submissions. So that's how I feel this fight would go. Puncher's chance always with Alex Pereira. He lands that one shot, the fight could be over. We know this, but Jones, he's the GOAT for a reason, man. He's not gonna let that happen. So I believe if this fight were to happen, I believe John Jones would get it done, and Dana White would just have the absolute best night of his life. He's had a show at the White House, and John Jones is back, wins in the main event, wins the title. Dana White would just absolutely explode all over the place. It'd be disgusting, but I could totally see it happening. So yeah, this is my third fight that I could see being the main event. Pereira, John Jones, heavyweight title fight. Last one. Last one. McGregor versus anyone. It's rumored McGregor's supposed to be on the card. McGregor's saying he's been talking about he's going to be on the card. Dana White hasn't really denied anything or said anything officially, so it's what is it? Is he going to be there? Is he not going to be there? But if he's there, I could totally see them making him the main event. Even though there's no title on the line, I could totally see Dana being like, dude, that's Conor McGregor, main event. Which I would totally disagree with. Don't put McGregor in the main event. Especially if you're going to have title fights on the card. If there's 7 fights total, at most. Right now there's only 6. There's 7, goes from 6 to 7, and that's all that they have on the card. You know there's going to be title fights on there. And if you have McGregor after the title fights just because it's Conor McGregor, I mean, come on, dude. We can't ride this McGregor stuff in the ground forever. You got to have McGregor. You can put him at the co-main. Like, say you got a title fight in the main. Say you got the Elite Taporia, Justin Gaethje. Make that the main event. Co-main, Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people talking about rumored for McGregor to fight. There's been the Nate Diaz stuff. I've heard Carlos Prates. I've heard, of course, Michael Chandler. Please, no. I know Michael Chandler's going to be on this card, and I'm going to hate every second of it. But I know he's probably going to be on this card because nobody reps the U.S. like Michael Chandler does. But I don't know if it'll be him and McGregor. I don't know if McGregor will even be on this card. I'm kind of leaning more towards no for him to be on the card. But if he is, I could totally see Dana putting him in the main event here. Like I said, a Nate Diaz, maybe a Carlos Prates, a Michael Chandler. I feel like there's been some other names bouncing around with McGregor. They've thrown literally any name you can think of. I've seen Jorge Masvidal at one point, They put literally any name you could throw out there with McGregor, they put it out there. So, and I also heard that Max Holloway claims he's going to call out Conor McGregor if he retains his BMF title. Crazy world we're living in right now, huh? McGregor, is he back? Is he back? We're going to find out this weekend, I think. So, I'm excited. It's going to be a great time. Like I said, I could see McGregor being the main event. I'd rather it not happen that way, but I could totally see Dana doing it, If anyone's got Dana White privilege, it's Conor McGregor. So, if he's on the card, I could totally see him being the main event. But yeah, those are the fights that I could see being the main event for the White House card coming up. Like I said, I could see McGregor versus anybody. I could see a Cyril Gane, Alex Pereira, a Pereira, John Jones. But the most likely one, the one that I think it's going to be Justin Gaethje, Ilia Topuria for the lightweight title. Tell me what you guys think. You guys think those are good fights? You think they're going to happen? What do you guys think is going to be in the main event? What are some names they think is going to be on the card? There's going to be a lot of Americans on there. Like I said, I think Michael Chandler will be there. I think a Derek Lewis will be on there. There's a lot of guys you have to have on there. Maybe a Kevin Holland. There's a lot of names that got to be on there. But who do you think is going to be on there? Who do you think is going to be the main event? We find out this Saturday. I am so excited. I can't wait to watch UFC 326. I'm going to make a recap video. Like I said, my predictions video is already posted. Check that out. I predicted the main card. Let me know if you agree, disagree with what I picked. We'll review it, go over it, talk about how I did. And yeah, I will see you guys in the review of UFC 326.